Everyone. Welcome back to another episode of A&A. As you can see, we are not dead. A&A is here, and we are back and better than ever. Say what's up to the people.
Oh wait, what? We're not dead? Oh,
Nope.
hold on. Let me. Where's that Disney magic at? Where's that Disney magic? Oh, there we go.
Oh,
So good to be here.
oh.
Yes. Oh, what's up, people? I guess we're still talking. Oh, are we talking about Bruno today?
Yes,
We
today
talking
we
about that
are.
dude?
Yes, today we are talking about
Oh, I'm
Bruno.
out.
No, no,
I'm
no.
out.
He's
Love
just
you,
feeling
people.
salty. He's just feeling salty. That's all.
The devil is a goddamned liar.
Salty. Okay. Okay. The tier list was rigged. I don't care what anybody says. You want to know what I'm talking about? Go to Friday's episode.
Yes, and check it out. We went through our favorite and not so favorite films of 2021. We have more coming. That was just a start. It's going through all March. Check out Diversity, March Movie Madness. It gets real, y'all. It got real last episode. It's definitely going to keep getting real, so stay
Twas the
tuned.
ghetto.
Like,
Twas the ghetto. But much like modern Disney, I think we just need to let it go. No, no.
don't die,
That's a
don't
bad one.
die.
That's a bad one. I'm sorry. I am so sorry, everybody. I'm not sorry, though. I'm not.
Sorry. Hashtag sorry, not sorry.
Okay? Like the Demi song. I'm sorry. Anyway.
Anyway, we're talking about modern Disney, and our last few episodes we've talked about the start, the start of and Disney animation to the golden age to the dark ages to the Renaissance, and now we're at the end and we're talking about pretty much the last 10 or so years of Disney animation. So let's get into it.
Ugh. I mean, no, it's not a ugh. I think Disney came back. Disney last time on Dragon Ball Z, Disney was in a rut. Disney was trying to keep up with some other companies like DreamWorks. They made this movie about a little chicken with Zach Braff.
Oh, chicken
Characters
with
were awful. I don't know how they tried to pass that movie off as something serious, but yeah, it was a mistake. Everybody agrees it was a mistake. Then they gave us Princess and the Frog, last 2D film, black film. We saw how that worked out. They set that movie up for failure, and we hadn't seen anything until Alan Menken said, "I'm gonna write some new songs with animator Glenn Keane, who was a part of Beauty and the Beast, one of the best movies out there. Academy Award nominated Beauty and the Beast. Thank you very much.
Yep.
And we got Tangled.
Sure did.
Did Mother know best? Did Mother really know best?
Oh?
Oh.
That's my favorite line of the whole movie. Just how they animated Mother Gothel. Like
you could tell the actors had fun.
You could tell. And Tangled is, Rapunzel. The fairy tale is a very dark fairy tale, like all grim fairy tales are. But they really did something interesting with Tangled. Like, of course they made Rapunzel like this naive 18-year-old who's been kept in a tower pretty much her whole life, and they did very well, like showing how she felt through music. Like her first song. And it's like you see her being, waking up through the day. She's like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and towards the end of the day, she's like, oh, I'm bored.
Who amongst us haven't been there?
Right. And Mandy Moore, amazing singing voice. She was incredible voice actress and singing in the film. And Zachary Levi, he played Eugene slash film writer slash Eugene, and he did great too. And the songs are amazing. Like the songs are really well done.
once again, we got to get at the Alan Menken, because say what you will about him, does he have to worry about every time he sneezes an Oscar comes out? Probably, but man knows his music. He has that
Je ne sais quoi.
The je ne sais quoi, the nostalgia factor without it being too nostalgic. I like, just to jump into the story a little bit, I love how Mother Gothel technically wasn't a full-on witch, with the evil powers like in the original story, but she felt like, a witch just because of how obsessed she was. I like the twist, like, it shows human error, and that's a deep, it's pretty deep. As we see in a lot of these modern Disney movies.
Mm-hmm. And it's interesting to show that, like, even though Mother Gothel was evil, she still did, in her own twisted kind of way, still did care for Rapunzel, like, in her own weird, twisted, evil way. And they did very well with that in the song, and Mother Knows Best. Oh, Rapunzel's so mature now. Like, she's just
such a clever grown-up, Miss. Didn't you remind you of Frollo?
Yes, that's exactly who she reminded me of. That's
like a lovable Frollo.
Who she reminded me of.
Ugh.
Yes.
Evil
woman.
No, and I mean, like, I think, see, as we go into these films, like I was saying a little bit ago, the villains are more. It's very multi-layered. It's like them ogres, like them onions.
Ogres have layers. Ogres have
layers. And it's just like the villains aren't just, I got this magic spell, or I hate them and I'm gonna do, whatever. It's like Mother Gothel raised this girl for 18 years, and she actually learned to love her because. Like you just said, she told the girl she loved her, but then she looks at that hair and says, "I love you most." Showing she still has her eye on the prize. And if Rapunzel forgot it, she would regret it, because Mother knows best. I will quote them lyrics to the day I die.
Because they're just so catchy, and they're so on point for, like, each song is so on point for each character, and it just makes so much sense.
I got a dream.
But at first I saw the light was beautiful. And last season light was beautiful. With the lanterns coming up, and it's beautiful.
Like an oil painting. Like, it looked like an oil paint. The music, I think this is I guess this will make sense when we think about the whole scope of where animation was at this time. Like, the music wasn't just contemporary, it felt very in universe. And they weren't trying to force feed us with, some pop songs and stuff. Like, it just felt very cinematic. This felt like going, if you look at the early Disney movies, like back to Snow White and stuff, those first three, they were very reliant on how they made you feel more so than the plot. And that's what this did too. Like, the plot was there, don't get me wrong, but it definitely relied on how this movie made you feel. Those emotions, the classic era, the romanticism era of it all. Like, the movie's based on a whole painting called, The Swing. So it's just like, it's good stuff.
I know Disney wasn't going to go there. Like, in the fairy tale, his eyes poked out by rose bushes by the queen, over by the tower. Like, Disney won't go that far. Like, they're not gonna.
Never. If that was the case, then Rapunzel will have to be pregnant with some twins.
And Into the Woods, they did it Into the Woods. They did it Into the Woods. They went that far into the Into the Woods. Actually, like, got close to how the fairy tale. And we're gonna talk about that in our musical episode.
You talk about some musicals. I'm like, cause see, if we're gonna talk about Into the Woods, we're gonna have to talk about some witches defying gravity one of these days.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will.
Hey, speaking of, didn't Disney try to defy some gravity with a little witch girl in the same way, except she let it go?
That is exactly what they say. Speak. I remember you told me this. These came from you a while ago, like when it first came out. Like they wanted to do, like they wanted to do some form of Wicked, and this was their way of doing it. I remember you told me that.
And you can see it, like, so. Of course, we're talking about Frozen.
Yep.
It's like Tangled was your. In my opinion, I think Tangled was like the last bit of that 90s Disney, where we're going to get the classic romantic fairy tale with the villain, because Frozen said, fuck that, we're going to just do something whole different. We're going to take Wicked. We're going to take some little fractured fairy tales. We're going to put in a blender. We're going to put a little Disney spin on it. And then we're going to make this, like the most annoying song ever, even though it was high at the time. It
was just one. It's not just one. Like, not just one song.
Don't get me started with Love is an Open Door. That thing.
Or Do You Want to Build a Snowman? Do you want to build a snowman?
I was trying to avoid that one. We don't talk. No, that's what we don't talk about. Because, look, no. The songs were great. They were catchy. But Jesus Christ.
Like, you couldn't get away from it. Like, you couldn't get away from it. Like, no matter where you went. Like, this was their coming out party of 3D. Like, their coming out season of 3D. This is the first time they really... Because I think Tangled was probably, like, their first 3D film that they really were, working with. And this one was like we got a handle on this 3D animation now. So now that's the animation style that we're going to work to now. And when Frozen came out, even though necessarily it's not their 3D renaissance, it was the beginning of something. And it reminded me of, like, The Little Mermaid. Like, I don't know why, but it just, like, something, like, as far as, like, them going into a new direction like they did with Little Mermaid, like, this whole different type of direction, that just reminded me of that.
No, that is 100% right. Because, I mean, like, it did have that feeling. It's just, like, I don't know, it captured a different... I hope this makes sense. It captured a different set of children, in terms of who their audience was. And it tried to reach for a more modern, message and everything, because, like, the message, we saw the same message in Maleficent, true love, true love's kiss and true love, the act of true love. It wasn't, a kiss between a man and a woman. It was a sisterly hug. It was a bond. It was something, it showed that there's, other types of love. And that's a very powerful message.
And also, Disney started going this direction that the people that we perceive as evil aren't really evil. That's something that's this new direction that Disney is going in, because everyone thought, oh, Elsa has these powers, she's bad. She's this, but everyone's thinking that Prince Eugene, or what was his name? Hans. I don't know why I said Hans. Hans. He, he was the bad guy.
Right.
He was the bad guy.
He's Christian Anderson. You get that joke, y'all? You get it? You get the joke. I mean, but, like, and you look at the history of, like, the production of it, Elsa was supposed to be the villain, and then when the songwriters wrote Let It Go, and Idina, did what she did, they were like, wait a minute. Maybe she don't need to be the villain. Maybe we didn't learn our lesson.
Does it remind you of a certain green-faced witch?
Yeah.
That whole aspect of it, someone who's perceived as evil, not really being evil, and having that song that states who they are.
But no one mourns the wicked. You just need to let it go. Thank you for all my theater nerds out there. Thank you.
You got it.
You're welcome. Pay me my coin. Well, no, like it's literally wicked. It literally is wicked. Like Anna is Glinda. It's all there. It's all there. You know,
Like it's
love
all.
it though. Love it though. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I do think I still say Olaf is the most annoying character. I'm standing by it. I said what I
Mm-hmm.
said. I don't care.
I agree with that. I agree with that. I agree.
Like you know, Disney. Olaf reminds me of the gargoyles from Hunchback, where it's
Oh.
like they didn't need to be there. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's great for the kiddies, but you know, here's what I'm gonna say on that. Speaking of animation as a whole, real quick, I think the executives and producers of animated films don't need to sell themselves short when it comes to their audience, especially the children, because the children can handle very mature themes. Uh, you know, LeFou and Cogsworth and
Mm-hmm.
Lumiere and Chip and Mrs. Potts weren't overt in your face dumbasses.
Mm-hmm.
So
And so you
yeah,
don't install audience intelligence. Like that's something that definitely needs to be worked on as far as that goes. Like don't like don't insult our intelligence when it comes to filmmaking and stuff like that, or like storylines, plots,
yeah.
you name it. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree with that.
Granted, I will give Olaf the one line I do like was that one where he was doing his song and he was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Winter's great to stay in and cuddle. Put me in summer and I'll be a
Yeah,
happy snowman." And
yeah, that was clever.
that
That
was
was
funny.
funny.
That was a good joke. But I'm just like, he wasn't as bad as some of the others, but yeah, it exists. It
Mm-hmm.
exists. You know, but if we talked about if that was on the tier list, we need to let it go. Let's move on. Tier, that's where that would go because I mean it took the Disney nerds by storm. It took the moms by storm. It took the kiddies by storm. Everybody wanted to be Elsa. I know we've all seen that meme video of Elsa in the hood,
They
doing
even
a little jig.
put them in Once Upon a Time. Like
Yeah,
as soon as the movie came out, they put them in season 4 of Once Upon a Time. I'm like,
it's a big deal.
that was quick.
Yeah, they're a big deal, but it.
I mean, the soundtrack is amazing. Like,
Lord,
you get Do You Want to Build a Snowman, especially at the end. The
right?
song when after their parents die and after Anna goes to Elsa's door. That's the saddest part of the song, and you could hear the pain in
Yeah,
Anna's voice. And Kristen Bell did an amazing job.
yeah.
Idina did an
Kudos
amazing
to the
job.
voices.
Like all the voice actors did great.
Yeah, they did the damn thing, But we all just once again we need to we just need to move on because from we'll get into the sequel in a few, but it's one of those things where it's much like with some of the 90s Disney films, everything doesn't need a sequel.
It was forgettable. We can go ahead and just talk about it. The sequel is forgettable. I can barely remember what happens in it.
I know that Elsa went into the unknown.
That's it. Like that is not a lot that I remember from it. That
Right.
where I'm like, oh, like
Who was the villain?
Frozen didn't need a sequel. Like it really didn't.
Who was the villain of Frozen 2? See, just forgettable. I literally only know about Into the Unknown because all those memes.
Mm-hmm.
No, see, I'm trying to actually figure out who was the villain. Alfred Williams was in the movie, which is really cool.
Mm-hmm. So it is what it is at this point.
I got nothing. I literally got nothing. That's probably what they said the pitch meeting for Frozen 2, though. But anyway.
Yeah, but it didn't need a sequel. It really didn't.
It just didn't.
All they had to do.
This is when they start setting movies up about this time too.
Mm-hmm. And all they really had to do at the end of the first one is show Elsa being a great queen. That's all they had to do. That is really all they had to do. And then it was
we needed they weren't thinking about Disney Plus at this time, so
You're right. You're
You
right.
know, and I'm just gonna say, we're gonna be skipping some movies about this part because they are musical oriented. Wreck-It Ralph was great. Had the video game aesthetic. You got anything to say about that one? It
I mean, it's a good movie. I mean, I like Rick.
it was good. Big Hero 6 had the superhero aesthetic down.
Love
Music
Big
8,
Hero 6. Love Big Hero 6.
Zootopia was
Try Again was a great song from Shakira. Try Again.
yeah, that was a good one. And, I think the scores, of all these were great. And I just think at this time, around this time, Disney didn't necessarily take a dive. Like I'm talking about Disney, I mean animated studios, where they were trying out animated films, but you could tell Disney was more focused on two other companies they just bought. That they were pushing out for the boys.
Yep.
And they were, trying
the
to
big M and the big SW. The big M and the big SW.
Yeah. So the whole big musical, let's see, something happen, and just it wasn't there. We had some good scores, but I do think, I'm going to be honest, I do think that some of the music for these movies were a little forgettable. Mm-hmm. Because it was, I think the whole thing about this whole series is to prove that the music is just as important as the characters and the plot. Mm-hmm. And if you can't remember the music,
right?
What can I tell you?
Because music is just as important. Like, the music helps tell the story, especially if it's a musical.
Right.
Like, it pushes the story along and it gives context or subtext to what's going on, and that's very important.
Right.
And that's what Disney was known for, as far as their animated films. And now we're getting to the point where
2016.
movies that came out that don't have Dragon is not a musical.
Right.
I mean, it didn't
need
Moana was, and that's when they started bringing Lennon to make them right off the presses of Hamilton. They were like, okay, we want your songwriting talent. They wanted to make him what Alan Menken and his writing partner was, his other
Howard Ashman.
Yeah, Howard Ashman. That's what they wanted because he had that same type of feel, musical theater about him. So they brought him in, and
I feel some type of way about that.
Because I'm gonna say
no, you're right though. You're right.
The Moana soundtrack had some bangers on it.
Oh yeah, no, I fucks with Shiny. Shiny is my song.
Shiny.
Like that is my song.
But my favorite. You know what my favorite is? We Know the Way.
Period.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite song. When Moana bangs the drums and she has she's looking at the tapestry of the she sees the boats,
right?
And the flashback of her ancestors sailing the ocean, and you're just like, oh man, just
and see that touches that emotion, that picks up on the emotion, and that's what a good good music and good musicals are supposed to do. That use image and the color, it's supposed to capture every single. It's like a good. I love to cook, y'all. So it's like a good, good food. The smell, the taste, the texture. It's all there. It look good when you dig in. It look good when you're not. That's what a good musical does. That's what good Disney films do. That's what good films do.
Period. And you're welcome. You're welcome was good.
What can I say except you're welcome?
And Moana. Make way, make way. Moana, it's time you knew. The village of Mountain New is all you need. Great. And then
how
far will I go? How far will I go? Yeah. Great song.
Oh, they played the mess out that song. Yeah. See, and that's when, I think that was, if Frozen was the coming out party of, hey, we're back, Moana was reinforcing, no, we're back for real, not for play. Mm-hmm. Frozen 2 came out, and we said what we said. Mm-hmm. But then this other movie, Lord have mercy, came out in 2021. Jesus Christ.
Encanto.
Oh my god.
Encanto.
It's funny. I didn't even want to watch the movie at first. And then you and Mike were like, "Nah, Aaron, you got to see it because, you know."
You got to watch it. Because
I get it.
Like the first, like just the, because Lynn's known for having like 8-minute long introductory, like Into the Heights. Like you see with Into the Heights, you know, with the beginning song Into the Heights, 8 minutes long, and the introduction song when Mary Bell is introducing, you know, her whole family is 8 minutes long.
Yep.
And it's a pretty long song, but like you get the gist of what's happening. You know, she's introducing each person, what they do, like their powers, like who's in charge, like her, like you get the whole breakdown of the family, pretty much. And you know, Stephanie Beatrice, like when she hit that fast rap, she was hitting it, like she was hitting it, like when she had to start rapping fast, like ooh,
top notch cast,
top notch. Like the voice actors in this cast were amazing. Like they did so well. Like you could hear, like whenever there was a very, like especially the scene where Maribel is getting on to Abuela saying, "No,
yes,
because of you." Like you could hear the pain in her heart. Like, "Oh, we will never be good enough for you." Like you could just hear the pain in her voice when she says it, and you know, like when she's singing, also like you hear the pain. Like especially the scene where you know, her family's taking the picture without her.
And she left out. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking of. Like. And this gets into what I was saying earlier. So, like, Encanto it's going to be the new standard for animated films because there's technically no villain. The villain is like a feeling. You know, it's self-doubt. You know, it's self-doubt. It's failure. It's being left out. It's being the black sheep of a family. That's the, you know, that's why everybody has like so many theories about what Maribel's power could be. You know, with her being, you know, the new abuela one day and stuff like that. But it's just like that resonates more, you know, even though I hate to say it like this, that resonates with a whole lot of people, whole lot more than finding self-love, you know, through your image because you were magically turned into a beast, you know, or being poor and coming back from poverty because you have a magic genie and stuff like that. Like it's very reminiscent of Lion King. You know, Lion King, you know, took, you know, Hamlet and said, you know, here's some animal, but in Encanto, it's very real. Like we've seen people, you know, go through this without magic powers.
Right. It's layered. Like it is very layered. Like everybody can understand what each type of person is going through. Like for instance, Abuela, like she all she wants to do is keep her family safe because she saw her husband killed and she wants to protect her family at all costs, and she would do whatever it takes to protect them. We all can understand that. Like, we can all understand that. Maribel's parents just want to keep her safe as well. You know, they want to love her and protect her, and they want to let her know that she's special, just like any parent would do. Same with Peppa and her husband, and you know, wanting to keep their children safe and care for their children. And with the oldest sister, Isabella, she thinks that she has to be perfect for the family and sacrifices for the family, even though nobody is perfect.
Yep.
And it's to be yourself. And that song that she sings, you know, the song she sings with Maribel, you know, being like free, being like, I can finally, you know, create what I want, as opposed to creating flowers for the villagers. I'm creating what I want. And it might look odd, but that's me. Like, that's who I am. And she finally accepts that. And then with the middle sister, Louisa.
Was it Louisa?
I think it's Louisa. I think. Well, let me double check. Survey says.
Yeah, Louisa.
Okay. Yeah, Louisa. You know, she through the song Surface Pressure, like we see what she goes through. Like with that, you know, she has to be strong for the family. Like there's a lot of pressure to being the strong one in the family. You don't have to always carry those burdens. Like, you know, let it
See the
out. Like,
metaphors, y'all. You see the metaphors.
it's like telling you, like, this is layered. And then with
This is the
Maribel,
Disney version of soul food.
right? Then with Mirabelle, you see that she feels like she always has to not necessarily overcompensate, or she always has to feel like she has to overachieve, or she has to do her best, or she always has to try because she doesn't feel like she's special enough. And we can all understand that. Like, if you don't feel special enough by your own family, you try to, do whatever you can to help, for them to see you in a certain way. And then,
of course, you can't forget our boy Bruno.
right, Bruno's the black sheep of the family. And with the
because he told the truth. He told the truth. See, that's what always tripped me. Like, rewatching it for like the billionth time, the fact that they did not fuck with Bruno. Nobody in town fucked with Bruno because Bruno said, look, here's how things are. You can possibly change them, but here's how things, it's like, you can tell, like in Dolores's part for We Don't Talk About Bruno, she basically says, they kept asking Bruno for prophecies. He would give them to them, and they didn't want to hear the truth, basically.
Mm-hmm. It was our wedding day. It was our wedding day. And there wasn't a cloud in the sky.
A cloud in the sky.
Bruno walks in with a mischievous grin.
Thunder.
Are you telling the story, or am I?
I'm sorry for that. No, we don't talk about Bruno. No, but it's just like, and you see the hypocrisy because after, or when Maribel has her little moment and she goes into town and they're all talking about shit, talking Bruno, and they're like, he told me I grow a gut, and it's like, well, you could have not grown a gut, right?
You could exercise, and that wouldn't have happened.
The fish died. Well, fish die
every day. Like, they die all the time.
But it's like the fact they make this big thing, like, no, your fate is sealed, and it's like, yeah, okay.
Well, when the priest lost his hair.
Well, male pattern baldness is a thing. That's all. He had a wig. I don't know why he was mad. He had a wig.
But they blamed a lot. They blamed everything that happened on him just because he told them what would happen.
Family trauma. That's putting family trauma on somebody.
Mm-hmm.
See, Bruno was about breaking generational curses, but he couldn't. But Maribel could.
Mm-hmm.
See them layers, y'all.
It is so layered. It's one of the most layered Disney movies that people can actually really get into and understand. Like, even therapists are breaking down these characters, and it's just like,
yeah. It's still hard to believe Maribel's 15 though.
Right. She was 18, 19.
I would believe if she was if they said at least 16, 17, yeah, but 15, no. No. I mean, Camilo was also the best character. Anyway.
He was. I love Camilo.
I wanted something with, if they had given Camilo and Dolores more screen time, I wouldn't have been mad. I'm just going to be honest.
Jose!
Give me, it just, yeah, I think that's okay, so, I mean, we basically just said every single animated Disney movie now. Where do you think Disney musicals will be going? Let me ask that.
I think they're going to diversify. They're definitely going to diversify. With Encanto being a predominantly Latinx musical, I feel like they're going to go into different cultures now. They're going to dive into different cultures and start going in that direction. And I think they're going to continue picking people from musical theater and to help write some of these songs, these great songs. I feel like that's probably the direction that they're going, because they see how well Encanto did. They saw how well people received it.
I could see that. I do think it'll be more inclusive as the decades continue. I think I'd say by 10 years from now, it'll be controversial as hell, but we're probably going to get our first out Disney protagonist in a
Mm-hmm.
in terms of LGBTQ plus as a protagonist, and it's not even, it's not going to be treated as a big thing, but except for the general audience. But I do think that's going to I do see like just more inclusivity, and yeah, you're right, I could see more, more theater based writers coming in, except for as long as you don't get some of those other ones that we definitely ain't gonna talk about. But you know who I'm talking about. If you know, you know. If you follow me on Twitter, you know who I'm talking about. But as long as they don't be getting Lynn to like do every single musical from here on out, we'll be good. Because I don't want a Afro Caribbean musical written by Lynn for Disney. We don't need that.
We don't. There should definitely be more Black composers, Black songwriters who can come and help with that. Like,
yeah,
that's what Disney needs. Like that. That's
don't get Pharrell. Don't be getting those. Don't be getting nobody. Don't be getting John Legend. Don't get Pharrell. Don't try to pull an Elton John. Get some like actual theater.
Mm-hmm. No, he did the damn thing on the Lion King soundtrack. He did the damn thing on the Lion King soundtrack.
But he did 50% of the damn thing when he wrote the Dorado.
Yeah. You're right. On the trail we play.
Oh, that's the only. No, I do like a couple songs from there.
Mm-hmm. Like, I love the Road to El Dorado. Like that was around the same. That was around the time that DreamWorks was really giving Disney competition. That was really around the time Disney had competition with DreamWorks.
Well, I'm always going to stand by, in my opinion, people, the future of animation, the future of like animated musicals, it's going to look like a mixture of Encanto and Prince of Egypt. It's going to happen one day. I promise you it will.
Mm-hmm. Do you think there's going to be a resurgence of 2D or some type of form of 2D animation come from this? Or do you think this 3D look is going to be pretty much it from now on?
I could see 2D coming back because I always think back to this one Disney short called Paperman, which was a mixture of 2D and 3D. Mm-hmm. Like I do see it coming back like that. It just comes down to how. I don't mean to be rude when I say this. It just comes down to how dedicated the artists are. Mm-hmm. The cartoonists. If they're willing to, draw every single, movement by hand, and not through, using CGI to make the textures and stuff, then absolutely. I would say like, give us CGI water, but 2D characters. Like I'd love something like that.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I'd love something like that. But
kind of like Arcane. Kind of like how Arcane looks.
Yes, like literally just like that. That's like Paperman. Like I want if it can give us something like that, then I can. Music with it? Yeah, it would just take. It would have to come with a shift of power and somebody willing to take a chance. Mm-hmm. That's what, because I'm always gonna. Here I go on my soapbox really quick. Hold on, let me bounce up on this soapbox. It always comes down to the youth, and when I say the youth, I don't mean like 12-year-olds and stuff, but I mean like in the industry, people who are under 50, who are closer to the ground in terms of what the people want. Mm-hmm. Not to say that anybody older can't learn what the people want, but if they're not willing to change their perspective, then nothing's going to change. Mm-hmm. And that's why from 2003 to 2008, Disney was in the situation that it was because we weren't trying to change.
I don't mean to put your business out there, but he has a great story. I'm not going to say anything about it.
I do. I do.
I'm going to say he has a great story that Disney would be crazy not to pick up. That's all I'm going to say. That's all. That would be perfect for Disney Animation Studios. It would be perfect for them. They would be fools not to pick it up. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say what it's about. I'm not going to say.
I agree. The good sis made some points. The good sis made some points. I mean, one day when I, have my evil corporation, I own it all, right? When I put the mouse in a mousetrap.
Oh, I remember that movie, Mousetrap. I remember
Right.
that movie.
We gonna talk about some avant-garde 90s films and early 2000 films one day.
Please.
Mousetrap's got to be on that list.
Oh. Wasn't it based
Yeah.
off the game? Wasn't it based off the game?
I think so. That shit is so funny.
Oh.
See, this what we need more. We just need more. We need more movies like. We need more movies like Mousetrap. We need more movies like Encanto. We need more movies like Beauty and the Beast.
Mhm.
I want my Oscar Beatty, like all out there animated movies. I'm always gonna stick up for animated film just because the medium is.
Oh yeah, like
good.
people think that if you have to stop watching animation because there's a difference between cartoons and animation. There's a huge difference. There's a huge difference between cartoons and animation, and you don't have to stop watching animation when you hit a certain age. Like animation is forever. Like give me a good animated film, not good. Give me a great animated film any day,
Yep.
and I will watch it.
Animation is forever. Careers are not. Remember that, Hollywood. Remember that.
Period.
Because some of your best stars ain't the best no more. But them best animated movies, they still the best.
Right.
Yeah.
And the best ones, and the best animated movies are one with great music, with the story with a story to tell, or with underlying themes. Those are always the best ones. Like, even though this isn't a Disney animated film, Cats Don't Dance is incredibly layered.
Lord, yes.
It's incredibly layered, and it does exactly what I just said. A great animated film does, and that's exactly what Cats Don't Dance does. And we're gonna talk. And we're gonna have another episode about non-Disney animated musical films, and because there's a lot of them, and we're gonna get to that. But our next episode is gonna be just for all our musical theater fans out there. We are going to talk about our favorite musicals, and this is going to be a good list. And we're going to be
joined. You say? No, I'm kidding. Yeah. I already knew. I already knew.
And we're going to be joined by the good bro, the omnipotent Geek himself. He's going to be joining us on that episode, so stay tuned for that. You got any last words there? Anything you want to let the people know about?
Bum 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 bum.
Sleepy sang to me. In dreams he came. No, I love Phantom of the Opera. I love Phantom of the Opera.
I think we're gonna talk about. No, I'm excited for next week. Okay. Before we get out? What's your top 5 Disney animated musicals? No, top 3.
Damn.
Right.
Oh, Jesus. Beauty and the Beast, number 1.
Period.
Beauty and the Beast is number 1. I gotta go with Hunchback because music is just damn beautiful. I gotta go with Hunchback. And period. Lion King. What about you?
Period. Yep. You Leo. Yep. Oh, I mean, Beauty and the Beast gonna be number 1. Beauty and the Beast is number 2. Beauty and the Beast. No, I'm kidding. Beauty and the Beast. I shouldn't have asked this question. Beauty and the Beast is 1. I'm damn sure. Shit. Oh, this is hard. Lion King. Yeah, Lion King will be number 2.
So you asked the question. You asked me this question.
I know. I wasn't expecting the hot seat to be brought back to me. Oh no, Pinocchio for number 3. Pinocchio. Okay. Runner up is gonna make me look like the biggest hypocrite ever. Hercules. On that,
we got it on record. Got it on record. It went above Tarzan. We got it on the record. Okay.
Oh fuck! Oh my gosh!
The people about to know now. They about to know now.
Tarzan is better though. Anyway,
don't start.
Bill Collins was in the bag. Okay.
He was in his bag. He definitely was.
We ain't gonna start talking about bags. So, on that note, if you know, you know. Can't do those jokes no more. Can't do those jokes no more. Be sure to watch us.
Yes.
Every day, because Multiversity is every day. Go back and watch some old shows. You probably missed something.
Period. And also subscribe to our new account.
Period. At MD Official ACC. That's MD Official Account. And you can reach us at 555 MD. Once again, that's 555 Multiversity. What else? If you're into drama, if you're into horror, if you're into sex, if you're into comedy, if you're into laughter, if you're into crying, if you're into a murder mystery, be sure to watch Encanto. Has all of that. And if you say it doesn't, then that means you hadn't watched it. So, yeah. Yeah, you got to think about that.
The house is dying, so technically the house is dying. How are doing it? We're trying to figure out who's doing it. So that means...
You're right.
Okay.
See, it's all there. It's all there. And if you want more of that, except in the 70s style, watch Raggedy Ann's Adventure. So
I remember that. Oh my God, I remember that.
That's a movie we really got to talk about. That's a messed up movie. But yeah, I got nothing else to say except Baba Booey and Multiversity.
Period. All right, thank you for tuning into another episode of the A&A Show, guys. We'll see y'all later. Peace.